Good morning, everyone. Another weekend is upon us. Just wanted to do a quick video with some corrections and some updates to what's going on with the trailer. Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out camping this weekend, and mostly due to the extreme heat we're having here in North Texas. We're well over 100 degrees, plus the humidity. I think the real feel yesterday was about 115, so not really interested in going out in that kind of climate out here. Anyway, just wanted to talk you through a couple of corrections. One is, I've been talking to Off-Grid lately about a few things, and it came to my attention that my first walkthrough video, I talk a little bit about the max coupler hitch and when your trailer arrives. And I mentioned in that video that this device comes with your user manual bag, and it fits perfectly in the max coupler hitch. You just bring a crescent wrench on one side, you bring a toe wrench for the other side, and you can wrench it there in the field. Well, come to find out, they actually send you an email prior to you getting your trailer that explains what you need to show up with when you meet your driver when he drops your trailer. And if you're like me, or like any other guy in the world, and you don't read that type of an email, you probably don't know what type of tools you need to bring. So this is in the bag, and it made sense. It was pretty easy to use, but that's not technically what it's used for. Weirdly enough, if you're wondering what this is for, which I was, this is for your lug nuts on your wheels. So your spare tire, if you need to change a tire, you use that, and makes it, where you don't have to worry about figuring out what socket set works on those nuts. But so that's what it's technically designed for, and that's what it should be used for. However, they've also acknowledged that in the field, if you don't happen to have the other tool, you can use this in an emergency situation. They just don't want you to strip this. That's the only problem, because of the fact that it fits your tires. Now, what should you use? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what you should get. So this is in your email that you get from Off-Grid. It talks about you need a 19mm hex. They even recommend the Titan. You can get this off of Amazon for about 10 bucks. And in my case, it ships same day, so I have it now. And you just keep it with your tool set so that you can adjust your max coupler hitch in the field. If you forget about this, or you have one of these and you leave it at home for whatever reason, then you can use that hex key. It's an alternative emergency use type setup. So just wanted to put that correction out there, that my video was incorrect. They do tell you what you need to bring, and you should have one of these ahead of you getting your trailer, amongst a few other things that they talk about. But I encourage you to read that email if you're getting one of these. Of course, you'll need your toe wrench right here, so you want that as well. So bring these two, and you already have this. And you also want to bring a crescent wrench or something if you're going to go this route. So that's one thing to think about. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the shower enclosure. And this is for anybody that's currently ordering a trailer or has a trailer on order at the moment and waiting to get theirs in, and you've got the shower enclosure as part of your option pack. One thing to be aware of, their distributors are completely out of these things. And I got my trailer back at the beginning of April, and here it is in June, and I still don't have it. Now, that's not Off-Grid's fault. That's 23-0 working with the distributors and not getting them enough equipment to distribute with their trailers. However, there is an option for you, and I found this out this week. If you've ordered one of these things, or if you've gotten them in and you don't have the shower enclosure, what you can do is contact 23-0, and this is what I did. And I found out they actually had, at the time of this video, roughly 35 of the enclosures in stock. Those enclosures are set up for consumers, so they don't go to the distributors. So what you can do is you can buy a shower enclosure and then get reimbursed by Off-Grid. So what you have to do is just order directly through 23-0. I think at the time of this filming, it's about $329 plus tax and shipping. And then just tell Off-Grid, hey, I went ahead and bought my own, and they will reimburse you for the shower enclosure. Now, they won't reimburse you for this. This is a swing arm that they make. It's custom fabbed. So you'll only get credit for the enclosure, but that's okay, right? That's all we need anyway. So just want to let you know there is an option for you out there if you're still waiting for yours, or if you get yours in without one. The distributors don't really know when they're expected to get anything. And there's also some complication with the fact that Off-Grid is Canadian. So they have a different type of distribution model for 23-0 products. There's a different unit up there than what they have here in the United States. So that's why it's also a little easier for the consumers to get these right now. So just word of advice, if you're interested, contact 23-0 right now and get your shower enclosure so you can secure one, and then just get reimbursed by Off-Grid. And lastly, again, this will probably be a pretty short video. One of the other reasons why I didn't go camping this weekend is because I wanted to get these installed. So for those of you that have a 4Runner or any type of vehicle that has light duty springs in the rear, you probably notice you get a lot of sag when you hook up a trailer. And that was just too painful for me. I was just like, I gotta fix that. And so been investigating for the last couple of weeks, what can I do to solve this problem. Bags are definitely an option. There's also medium duty springs. There's a few other things you can do with like sumo springs, things like that. And given how infrequently I tow this, I'm only towing it on the weekends and the holidays, there was no need to get springs, right? There's no need for me to replace my springs with heavy duty, plus it'll screw up the ride when I'm not towing. So the best option was to go with bags. And so there's really only two out there that I found. There's Airlift and there's Firestone. They both kind of do the same thing. I've seen varying degrees of reviews on the Airlifts. Some are good, some are bad, depending on the climate you live in. Some people that live in cold climates say that after about a year, the Airlifts fall apart. I haven't seen that with Firestone, but again, I'm new to this, so I don't know. I haven't seen any long-term reviews on the Firestones and if they are problematic in the field. But anyway, the idea behind this is that it allows you to adjust your ride height in the rear by inflating or deflating the bags, so that when you hook your trailer up, you can inflate the bags to give it some support to get your ride height back to normal. So you're not sagging in the rear and pointing up north and having your headlights misaligned. So just something to be aware of. Now, as far as installing these things, just to let you guys know, if you've got a custom shop that's willing to do it, awesome. I reached out to a couple of custom shops here in my area, and neither one of them wanted to commit to it. And the reason for that is to install these, specifically on a 4Runner, you have to cut about 4 inches off of the spring bumper that's inside the coil. And it's just a rubber bumper, but it is a permanent adjustment. Once you cut that, you're pretty much committed to putting these bags in and keeping the bags in. I'm pretty confident you can replace that bumper if you needed to, but it's not like replacing springs where you can just swap them back out for OEMs if you want to dump your 4Runner. This is pretty much a permanent change, and a lot of the custom guys weren't comfortable with that, especially since they work mostly on Jeeps and trucks and stuff. So 4Runners aren't really within their skill set level. So just be aware, this is probably something I'm going to have to do on my own, and I'll try to record it as I do it. But there's a couple of videos out there of people doing these, and they're not that impossible. It takes a couple of hours to get it done if you got the right tools. So anyway, so that's it for the video today. Again, I just wanted to give you guys an update on things and do a correction on the attachment point, so that if you're getting one of these, you'll know ahead of time, hey, you really do need to get that tool, and check that email, because it does explain that plus a couple other things. But I hope to get out next weekend. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler, and I know I promised you guys kind of a setup video between tents and these, and I still want to do that. I just gotta do it when I don't kill myself out in the heat. All right, thanks for the subscriptions. If you've got any comments, let me know. Oh, hey, one last thing I want to talk about. In fact, I'm going to ask the group here, because I've got some ideas. One of the things that I wanted to do here is actually buy like a shelter logic, like one of those portable canvas garage types, so I can put the trailer inside of that to get it out of the elements. As you can see, just by being outside, my bag's already starting to fade. These things have only been outside for a couple of weeks now, so they're already starting to get sun bleached. So I want to put this thing in some sort of a shelter. And right now I've only found Shelter Logic. It seems to be the most common, but if you have any ideas, leave them down in the comments. I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are on options for that. You know, it needs to be portable. It needs to be something that's not doesn't require concrete, right? I can put it directly into the ground. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. All right, thanks everyone. Talk to you later.